I think we can all agree that Huda from Love Island's face card is so lethal. Me and her have very similar features since we're practically sisters. Just kidding. She's Palestinian and I'm Egyptian, so we are technically neighbors. Let's try her makeup routine on my face. One thing about Huda is that her skin looks so hydrated. So I'm going in with the Tatcha Dewy Milk Moisturizer. This has been my go-to lately. Huda has a very laminated brow look. Uses the NYX brow glue. I don't have that one, so I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible. This is kind of crazy. She takes a blow dryer and puts it on a cold air setting. Literally never done this before. She said she likes them glued to her face. First, she goes in with a Natasha Denona. It's a damp beauty blender, and then she just presses this into her skin. Next, she takes a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. She applies this all over her face, specifically wherever she's not gonna apply concealer. And then she also does apply this to her neck. And then once again, applies it with a beauty blender. First concealer she goes in with is NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm in the shade Custard. It looks like she only goes in on these parts of her face. I'm just gonna do it on my nose and honestly anywhere where I have pimples because I'm kind of breaking out right now. It's like an angled brush and she blends it out. I'm using House Labs. The next concealer she goes in is Hourglass and she does a lighter shade. She just applies this on the high points of her face. Once again, blending it out with a brush. Just watched her Call Her Daddy episode and when I tell you I relate so much to her childhood, no one understands what it's like being Middle Eastern and growing up in America. The amount of times I was also called a terrorist. I don't have the contour stick she used. She used one from Lancome. I'm gonna use this one from Persona. It's in the shade Sahara. Another thing me and Huda have in common is we both have nose jobs. For blush, she goes in with an e.l.f. putty blush. I don't have that shade anymore. I actually don't know where it went. This is Merit Beauty in the shade Stockholm. Something I noticed is Huda doesn't powder at all. Girl, I'm so greasy. I need to powder my face, so I'm gonna use Huda Beauty. Also very fitting for this tutorial. Literally just a little bit because my eyes will crease like badly. We have the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. She uses the shade Pillow Talk. I don't have that shade, but I'm gonna use the shade Spotlight. The Tarte Freckle Pen. It's in the shade Rich. Here goes nothing. I'm actually really scared. Just gonna like tap it out. Don't even like my freckles that much. But it also says she likes to use this to like kind of like contour her nose with it. I did the tiniest little wing with the Makeup by Mario liquid liner. And now it's time for the thick lashes. This I'm scared of. I can't tell if I look good or if I look crazy. This is Kiss in the Style Royal Silk and I feel like it does give that same effect that Huda has. For lips, I really want to try to match it. I think I'm going to use Say Beauty in the shade Wink. She says she only outlines the very top and in the bottom. Honestly, I'm going to add some of Kylie shade Ice Latte just on the top too. Lastly, she goes in with Aquaphor. I don't have that either. I'm going to be extra and do Fenty Glass Bomb Heat. This is a clear version. I'm just going to do a little in the center. And then for setting spray, she goes in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. Charlotte Tilbury better cut her a check because she used so many Charlotte Tilbury products. That is the finished Huda from Love Island makeup look. Honestly, this eats so much and it looks so pretty. Huda girl, you're literally onto something.